They asked me, did I go to Greenville reunion?
Hey.
I don't know. I said I had the damn choice.
Hey, man. Hey.
Hey,
excuse me. We live.
Hey, I don't care if we live or not. I see Shannon Sharp still on there. He should say excuse me.
Shout out to Cash Dog for being
Cash Dog.
Yeah, Cash Dog being in Green.
Yo, and we're back in the building with Set Your Lineup Podcast coming to you, episode 98. Remember to check us out on Spotify, check us out on YouTube every Wednesday around lunchtime. You can check us out on Nationwide Sound.
And hold up on that Nationwide Sound, because they got to send me some email. Hold up on that Nationwide Sound. But because I ain't never been dropped from no record label before. I don't know how it works. But just hold up on them. But go ahead, bro.
The microphone.
Now this on it. If this end up on the show. Wise on Nationwide. Hey, it is what it is. But go ahead, DS.
But again, check us out YouTube, like, share, subscribe. Check us out on Spotify. We'll figure out Nationwide Sounds at a later date. But thank y'all for checking in and tuning in to us week after week. Man, we almost to 100 episodes. That's crazy.
Crazy.
How y'all feeling today? Above me, I got who?
Well, you already know what it is, what it ain't, what it do. It's the Trigger Man coming live in studio. I don't like to gamble, but if I had to, I would bet on myself because I always win. Well, not always.
Next to him, I got who?
Next to him, hold on. Oh, that's me.
Don't do drugs.
Genio. Ellen boy, I got a new name. If you saw the Bow Tie Behavior podcast, Christian kept calling me Frank. So I'm Frank Keepovich. But now Frank Keepovich, another alias, checking in.
And down below him, I got who?
Not the usual. Never getting unpredictable.
Somebody was on mute. It was unpredicted. I didn't know I was on mute either. That's why I'm unpredictable. Even when I mess up, I still clear up for all y'all. And like Joe said, he bet on himself, and I bet on everybody else except with Fred. Shout out to Fred on episode 98, because that's how many dollars you owe me from that board you never paid me back from. You scheming son of a...
First to pay in the Hornet Nest and shit, though.
Yeah. That's
never happened again. Never happened again.
Hey, I would have gave a shout out to Trump because he got rid of everything except student loans. How the hell he keep that up? Like, then he talking about I got to start paying in August. Apparently, he didn't know I was African American. And you know what I do? Know what that sound said? When Trump started to come for me for student loans, that's called bankruptcy. You won't be getting it this time.
And I am your host, DSPN. We got a great show for you guys this week. Man, hey, you know, I found the clip and I wanted to start the show off a little bit different. I think the DJ got us ready. You got that beautiful bean footage ready?
Wiggy. Hey, Mr. DJ. Oh, no.
Wait! Take Jokic! He's the best player, just not the most valuable.
Is the best player not considered the most valuable among your species?
We don't know.
How could you not know?
The MVP's like, you're the best, but not the best, just like the fresh best.
So illogical!
A new MVP.
Whoa.
I don't see anything.
Well, it's good. It's good. I think
she said.
I think
new MVP.
We are drafting Earth's top player for a galactic tournament that will decide your planet's fate.
Wait! Take Jokic! He's the best player, just not the most valuable.
Is the best player not considered the most valuable among your species?
We don't know.
How could you not know?
The MVP's like, you're the best, but not the best, just like the fresh best.
So illogical!
A new MVP.
All right.
And I think that made perfect sense. It don't mean you the best. You just the fresh best. You just the fresh best player right now. But we like to start this off. SGA did win MVP. He is like the seventh consecutive international MVP in the past few seasons. And we like to pose a question: when will the Knicks not be an international player? Unpredictable.
My best guess is when Jokic and the current MVP and Giannis and the other young man in Denver, the other point guard, and Sabonis that's in Sacramento, and
You'll never win it.
Once they all get injured at the same time in the same season, then we'll have somebody else come in and win the MVP that won't be European. Because until then, I'm going to be the first one to say it. Our fellow NBA players, they have talent. They could jump backwards from McDonald's to Burger King. But what they do is they have a $1 million budget with $1,000 work ethic. And until they start improving and watching how Jokic came into the league, who was number 52 pick, couldn't do nothing one-on-one in drills and worked on his skills. When you watch Giannis coming to the league at 196 pounds, and work his way to, putting weight on himself to get to 250 and expand his game. When you look at SGA, when you saw he got traded for Paul George and everything else and still excelled.
Doc Rivers didn't want to trade him though.
Yeah, that's the only thing Doc Rivers did right since.
You beat me to it.
Yeah. So to me, they have the skill, but they don't have the will. And as long as they get their money, they really don't care. Because I'll go even further. If you look at the three or the four best players that's left in the playoffs on each team, they were traded from the original teams they got drafted by. So at least some of them are willing to work hard for those three. The point guard for New York, the point guard for Indiana. All right. And that's just two of them to show you that they didn't stop. But as long as they get paid, they're not working no more. They got the Russell, what's his name? Jamarcus Russell syndrome. I got paid, I got laid, and I don't care what happened there because I'm chilling in the shade.
Hey, well, I feel you there. Gino, Ellen boy, what you think?
I think Halliburton don't got it in him. No Yeezy. Jason Tatum gonna be hurt next year. And Luka gonna win it next year. Wemby gonna win it the year after. The next time, maybe about 3 years, when Cooper Flag is hosting that MVP, American born and raised, Cooper Flag will be hosting that MVP trophy.
That's a very light skin of you.
And in the Italian league?
Yeah, that's pretty wild there. That's pretty wild. Trigger Man Joe, what you think?
I truly believe that the international world, that is, has caught up with the United States. It's been a game that we've dominated for so long, and we just was arrogant in being such. I think it's going to be a very long time before someone takes that consecutive running streak away from the international players. My guesstimation will probably be 5 to 7 years.
So the player not even in the league yet. They're gonna do it.
Yeah, I think he's in the league, but he just ain't arrived yet.
Hey, Cunningham, something like that.
No,
But
I mean,
a couple years ago, Allen Iverson was placing the MVP in John Morant's hands, and everybody was around here. Yeah. Ja Morant gonna be MVP now. Now it's 5 to 7 years.
Yeah,
Well,
I
see,
never thought Ja Morant would be an MVP of the league.
I mean, I
That was
will
all
say,
hype.
I think Ja Morant time for MVP has passed. If we wanted American MVP, it would have to be Ant-Man right now, but I don't see Ant-Man winning it within the next couple of years because to our knowledge, Luka ain't even won an MVP yet.
He hasn't. But
And
I agree with light skin. Cade Cunningham got a good shot. If they start
also
winning.
we can't forget that we got an alien soon to be taking this league over real soon and Wimbyana. I mean, you got to start to think about once he get a chance to get in that MVP race and play a season. So it's looking a little shaky. I think Ant-Man or.
And you know who else we forgetting? When you talking about MVPs, think about Bam Adebayo, how he was rising, and Sengun was at the bottom, and like they kind of flipped. So now he's past some of these big men also, because he made his first All-Star. If you look at the All-Star game, they had a lot of foreigners, Europeans.
Do we count Embiid as American?
No.
With that hair, yes.
I think the kid in Orlando, he has a shot as too.
Paulo.
Yeah,
Paulo
Banchero. Banchero.
I don't. MVP is definitely a popularity contest and a league won't.
I hope he's American. That name don't sound American.
I don't think Cade Cunningham, Paulo. Not saying that they're not great players, but I don't see them getting the MVP.
But you know what? Let me tell you why I don't. It has nothing to do with their game, what we see today. It's going to come when they make, since Cade made second team All NBA and he get that extra $100 million, it's game over, right? When they sign that contract, you might well call him Vince Carter in the dunk contest. It's over. They have reached the pinnacle because the Europeans are trying to make a statement and the Americans are trying to make money. So they're on two different wavelengths.
That was the point. But if he chooses to be great, which I really don't see, I think he has a chance though because of the numbers that he put up. The year before they was losers, a 27-game loser streak. Winners this year. They add a great piece. Who knows? That's what I'm banking on. But like you said, money changes everyone.
And see, go ahead.
Who we say the Europeans are going to take over. Do we think Ant-Man is going to win MVP at any time?
Going to take over? They have, but go ahead.
Do we think Ant-Man is going to win MVP?
I'll say this. Oh,
go ahead. I'm predicting.
Go ahead, Trigger Man.
Right.
Well, initially, I really thought Ant-Man would probably win multiples MVPs, but I was a prisoner of the moment. He really still have to add more to his game. Just this prolific scoring and highlight reels. The rebounds and assists has to go up drastically, and his team has to win. I think they was the 6th seed in the playoffs this year. I forgot what seed they was last year. Made it to the conference finals, and then Dallas had their way with them. So, but they did beat Joker. They own the Joker. They own the Joker this year too. But if anybody can do it, Ant-Man can do it though.
So Steph, KD, all them out of it. Steph, KD,
they did.
Steph, KD, Jimmy Butler.
Cooked. Butler was never in it.
They like Elvis.
But I mean, that's a perfect example though. We can all say that Jimmy Butler is a dog. We can all say Jimmy Butler is a pretty good basketball player. I don't see Cade Cunningham getting better than a Jimmy Butler. How can we put Cade Cunningham getting the MVP? I think we really forget how good you really gotta be as a fan favorite and an NBA player to get an MVP trophy.
You got Jalen Brunson in New York.
In front of him. Cade Cunningham was the number 1 overall pick. Look at the stats.
Man, I don't know what's wrong with Cuz.
No, I'm not. Man, hey, Joe, you know I put you on Cade Cunningham. Don't deny it like that now. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it, but
You hyping Jimmy Butler up too much.
I ain't saying that, but I'm saying Jimmy is a dog. Yes or no?
Oh, no doubt. Was a dog. He ain't no dog no more. He's 35.
Jimmy,
He didn't want to take over the game in the playoff this particular last series and stuff.
If Golden State is healthy next year, they got a really good shot.
No, if they get rid of old boy, that boy they wasn't playing.
No, they can't get rid of Kuminga. They need it.
But he might be sour milk. He might not want to come back to them unless they.
And that's what they were holding them out so they ain't had to pay.
Back up the truck, the money truck.
I don't know what the plans is.
Hey, check me out, though. Put Jimmy Butler on this team. Simone Fontichico, Tim Hardaway Jr., Malik Beasley, Ron whoever, Marcus whoever, Azure Thompson, Jalen, Isaiah Stewart, Dennis Schroeder, Jaden Ivey. Put him on that team. What he doing? Jimmy Butler always make sure he on a good squad. So Cade Cunningham to me,
he ain't always on no good squad. That Miami squad wasn't no good squad.
Miami squad wasn't good. Minnesota squad wasn't good.
When they were better than this Detroit squad.
Jimmy has never. Jimmy. Oh, wait. You saying
he always choose his squad?
What?
He choose that boy was drafted.
They went to Miami and built that team up. They didn't have no Bam Adebayo, no Tyler Hero.
How he built them? So all right, so you naming people good on the squad that he's on.
So you trying to say that Jimmy crack on that and you don't care?
Right.
Now, let's go back to
Cade Cunningham ain't had no choice, man. He been drafted there, man. That boy gonna be better than Jimmy Butler.
See, let's go back to the question.
And the bar ain't high. Go ahead.
I think Anthony Edwards has a great chance to be MVP because the fire that I see in him going into the bully. That was almost that the way he go into the way he challenged KD, Devin Booker, Luka, LeBron, Jimmy, Steph for one game. I can't count Steph because he really didn't play, but he was still laughing at him on the bench. Said he shouldn't play. Right now he going to SGA. To me, he just got that dog in him. That's a dog in you because guess what? That's what Jordan did when he came into the league and saw Magic and Kareem and Zeke. And that's why you saw Isaiah say he a little different. So to me, he the only American-born player right now that has that dog in him. Because for some reason, these guys want to get paid. And the thing about the old school, when you had Larry and Magic, they were competitors on the court. They didn't like each other when they played, but they had so much respect after the game they became friends. And so to me, when I see him going at LeBron, and guess what? They say, when you come for the king, you better not miss. And I didn't see him miss. So until I start seeing some dog in him and realizing, like people say Jordan he wasn't friendly with them on the court. They were somewhat friendly off the court. Nobody.
Man, O'Connor to finna send that boy home, man. What you talking about, man?
Okay, but guess what?
That boy finna send him home. He wearing Converse.
I wouldn't be surprised if this goes 7 games and Ant-Man come up out this thing.
Well, the Ant-Man come out of guess what?
Man, listen, y'all seen that man at the podium. Y'all seen him the other day.
Because guess what? Every team. Let me make sure I'm saying this correctly.
I got balls that don't go 7.
Can I say this about Ant-Man and this just the playoffs? I would say this year.
What you want?
Every team he played, he had 2 All-Stars or 2 Hall of Famers on there at least, and it's just been Ant-Man.
5-0.
It's just been Ant-Man. Now you give Ant-Man a bona fide second star and see what happens. See, he ain't got no Jalen Williams. He ain't got the big.
Bona fide second.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
He don't have them.
You got to have 2. It takes 2 to make the thing go right.
This man got 3 7-footers on his squad.
Man, go Barrett.
They trash though.
Man,
go Barrett.
How long Jordan was the best player in the league once he stepped into the league? How long did it take Jordan to win his first MVP?
About 7 years.
No, it didn't take that long.
Hey,
I think what 3 years?
You say
that boy got Terrence Shannon on his team, boy.
You said he got 4 7-footers on his team. But when I saw second team All NBA, it was all point guards and shooting guards, except for LeBron. So that go to tell you something.
That's some votes. That's some votes, nigga.
But you know what? We could say we want to say about the voting, but guess what? When it comes down to their resume, credentials, and where they rank in the pecking order, that's the first thing we say. How many times did they make All NBA?
Nah, I don't. That's your old head.
Because
that man got Rudy Gobert. We learned that without Rudy Gobert,
trash.
Julius Randle and Nas Reed. Without Nas Reed, they don't beat the Lakers.
Hold on. I want to come back to something. Joe just challenged me.
He a role player.
Wait, Joe just challenged me. How long did you say it took for Jordan to win the ring?
You said MVP.
3 years.
3 was 4 years.
Win an MVP or a ring?
MVP.
Of the league, MVP. He was MVP at 88, wasn't it?
Oh man, I thought the question was win a ring. My bad.
Oh yeah, 7 years.
So hold up. Now let me challenge Geno Sims boy. You just said that you just said he had Randall and LeBron had Luka. You just said the man had Nas Reed and you had Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and Clay. I mean,
Nas
Steph.
Reed, but like 27 threes in a row before he hit one just the other night.
But here's the thing: they are role players. So if they play their role, that's good. And if they don't, they don't. But
That's
guess
correct.
what? When you have to come, you see LeBron and Luka is on the game plan for the other team. Clay, I mean, I keep on saying Clay. Clay, come on back to Golden State. We need the light-skinned team. But
you said
Steph,
3 7-footer. Who the other 7-footer is?
you got
I
Steph.
guess he was talking about Nas Reed, Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert.
Man, you know Randall ain't no darn.
But here's the
7
thing:
foot.
the thing, especially Randall at this stage of his career, those are good, nice
7
pieces.
feet, though.
Those are role players. So to me, when you have role players and they are playing their role, but nobody's game planning for Julius Randle no more. Nobody's game planning for
How old is Mike Conley?
Mike Conley, about 45 years old. I ran into him. I said,
Can't guard nobody.
so what I'm saying is, if you give him, you switch that team with
The Pacers. The Pacers.
No, you switch Edwards and put LeBron on Minnesota and put Edwards on the Lakers with that team. They're in the finals. Ain't know what we were saying? LeBron ain't got no help. So everybody left has 1 or 2 all-stars, consistent all-stars on their team except one, and that's Minnesota.
Yep.
Who?
For the Knicks, Brunson and Cat. For who else?
The Pacers just got Halliburton.
Yeah, just Halliburton.
OKC
boy didn't make it.
OKC just got SGA.
But Siakam should be close though now.
I thought Siakam was.
Siakam is a past all-star, so I give y'all that.
Yeah, he played well when Toronto won the finals with Claus.
Yeah.
I don't know what
so you got
busting up
Siakam.
Draymond Green.
You got Siakam,
Draymond Green, that's the
Halliburton.
toughest cover he ever had.
Yeah, you got Siakam, Halliburton. Then now OKC, Chet didn't make it.
And Miles Turner.
Jane Williams.
Both of them have been Reed and Rudy Gobert.
Jalen Williams didn't make the All-Star.
He wasn't an all-star?
No.
You sure?
Jalen Williams won the All-Star.
OKC?
He's nice, but I don't think he made an All-Star.
You sure?
The ones in the West just got one All-Star in it right now.
Rudy Gobert, 2020, 2021, 2022. Come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah, man.
He gave Donovan to COVID. I would never forgive him.
The man won the Defensive Player of the Year in 18, 19, 21, and 24, man. Come on.
That just tell you how pathetic
the whole not just the defensive first team.
For trash. That man is trash. He has,
man, come on, man. That boy got a
you don't watch the game. You don't watch the game. In the playoffs, Minnesota took him out the lineup because he couldn't guard nobody on the floor. How you the defensive player of the year and you can't guard nobody? They got to take you out the game in the fourth quarter.
They already said that he didn't have better stats than Wembyana, and Wemby barely played.
That man,
that's what was crazy.
Hey, I want to correct you all.
I think Utah traded him and got like 5 first-round picks.
Yeah.
Like that.
Hey, can I correct you all just 1 second? I'm looking
Even
at Jalen Williams.
Charles Barkley said that. Great
Jalen
man,
Williams.
Charles Barkley,
Hey,
Shaq, all the boys say he don't need to be no defensive player of the year. It
hey,
ain't nobody competing against him.
I'm
Jalen
telling you,
Williams
go back and
was a
look at it. Man couldn't even play in the
2025
fourth quarter.
All-Star, a 2025 All-NBA third team.
Nigga, it's 4 Jalen Williams in the NBA. Make sure you're reading the right one.
Yeah, I'm watching Oklahoma City. Jalen Williams.
Oh,
2025. I'm looking at it right now. Geno
We
Sims
see it in
boy.
your glasses.
So he was the 2025 All-Star, like I said.
Oh,
Third
boy.
team All-NBA. Not some, not part, but all.
Around the eyes, they're looking
all defense. Yeah.
You're a bad boy now. All right. Well, you know, I really didn't watch the All. I haven't watched the All-Star game like the last 2 years.
I ain't watching this year.
I ain't watching since COVID.
Don't now do fill-ins count for All-Star?
Hey, yo.
I would say
I would say
but in contract rate probably yes though.
Because this is the year that they did that little 3-team thing where they drafted 3 teams and then they played against the he won All-Star. I don't want to take that away. So
I know who wasn't an All-Star this year. You know who wasn't an All-Star? LeBron James. That's why he waited till the last minute to tell him so he can keep his slot. Oh, jump.
That's what a lot of y'all do on this show.
X-Man, that's what you do. Up at 2 in the morning, taking 8 pictures.
Try to keep Prince B off the show. Y'all wait till 5 minutes before you call in. And say I ain't gonna make it this week, so Prince B won't come and take your shine. I can see it now. White unpredictable.
Hey, I do want to shine some light on. I appreciate the authenticity of basketball right now in these finals, because these are 4 teams that literally like built the team. They didn't go out looking for LeBron, Steph, KD. I'm actually happy to not see any of them in the finals right now. I don't want to see KD whining hard and all them guys, but I will like to say I'm pretty sure everybody can thank Paul George for these finals, because Paul has the chance to do something nobody has ever done before. If OKC and the Pacers make the finals, it will all be because of Paul George. Paul George created both teams from him being traded. When Paul George got traded from the Pacers, they got those future first-round picks. That future first-round pick is what got Tyrese Halliburton to Indiana. Then later, once he got traded from OKC to the Clippers, he got traded for about 4 picks and SGA.
Sure did.
Yeah, Paul. And then they posed the question to say, is Halliburton a better pacer than Paul George? Now I put it like this: if Halliburton win the title, ain't no questions.
Yeah, ain't no question.
Paul George just sit down.
He was a monster when he was a pacer.
Yeah, I don't think Halliburton there yet, but he get them to a couple more. He get them to just 2 more of these 4th round finals. I'm gonna have to go ahead and give it to him.
Yeah.
Paul George, one of my favorite players, but that's what happened when you decide to bounce around teams. Cause
but I miss how Halliburton with the first round pick. I thought they traded him Sabonis for Halliburton. They had to give up a first round too in that trade.
Sabonis got drafted by the Pacers, right? In the first round, right?
More than likely.
That was the first round pick.
Okay, you connecting the dots like that. Okay, I got you.
That was the first round pick. It was either because of Sabonis or the pick that they sent. But it was all because of something that they got because of Paul.
Sabonis was drafted with the 11th overall pick in 2016. He was drafted to Orlando Magic.
Oh, so it wasn't the Magic. So
Orlando Magic.
it was a first round picking now.
Oh. So now Sacramento don't have Halliburton or Fox. That's crazy.
They don't got Halliburton, Fox. They don't got a lot of stuff. They ain't got a lot of stuff, but all I know is this looks like the Rising Stars competition in this finals.
Mm-hmm.
But we had Halliburton. I don't know if a lot of people caught the text thread, but I'm in a text thread with these gentlemen on this podcast, and around about the 1 minute 30-second mark, about the 3 minute mark, I felt like that game was over with in game one. I had done text and said, "Hey, I'm on the way, about to get in the shower, blase, do a lot of things." And I come out, and next thing you know, I see this whole tide. I'm like, "Oh man, I gotta sit down for this." And I said, "You know what, Halliburton, I wouldn't go for the tie. Go step back and go for the win." And sure enough, a toe was on the line, and I was like, "Dang, the Knicks finna lose. Finna win in OT." But he did a gesture right before he knew if he won or not, saying that they choked it. When's the last time someone has choked it as bad as the Knicks have?
Thank the Lord that unpredictable just faded away before this topic, but go ahead.
Gino, when is the last time someone just pulled the worst choke job?
I didn't know the question was the last time. I thought it was
my bad, or the worst time. What's the worst time?
I'm going to go with the greatest choke job in sports history. The 2004 New York Yankees in the ALCS. They had the Red Sox up 3-0. And the Red Sox came back.
You win Red Sox. Look at that. Connect the dots.
They came back and won 4 straight. We call 4 straight in a 5-win, whatever, 4-1, a gentleman's sweep. That was I don't know what kind of sweep it is when you down 0-3 and win 4 straight. So I'm gonna keep it in New York and go with the New York Yankees in 2004.
Joe, what do you got to say?
First, I want to say hats off to Gino. That was because no team had ever came back from a 3-0 deficit in the history of baseball. But my greatest choke in my lifetime would have to be the Houston Oilers. So that was a long time ago. They was up 32 points in the 1992 wild card game against the Buffalo Bills. And not Jim Kelly, the backup, Frank Wright, brought them back to win the game, to keep the streak going, for them going to the 4 consecutive Super Bowl and losing them all. And I think that was the greatest comeback in NFL history. I don't know if it still stands today, but I know at that moment it was.
And I myself have got to say, I would never forgive this team to this point, but I'm glad he's already pointing his thumb at it. The Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl. 25-point lead at halftime. And
my son's still
if you tell me all the Atlanta Falcons need to do is just get a first down and they'll win, I will be sitting there saying, man, I bet the house that they can get a first down. I would bet my life savings that
not the usual.
Can get a first
Tonight
down.
we getting unpredictable.
But they couldn't get a first down, and we all know that Tom Brady rolled off. It's hard, even if you don't think he the GOAT, it's hard to not call him a GOAT after putting up something like that. Unpredictable. What is a memorable choke job in sports history that you feel is just unmatched?
Oh, you saying sports history? My bad. I was
Yes.
about to say, I was gonna say superhead, but we talking about sports history. Whew, to me, the biggest sports job. Maybe you touched on it. I don't know, but the biggest choke job I seen was them Falcons in the Super Bowl because they was downtown Atlanta when it was up by 25, and when the game was over, it was 25 people left in the street. And as much as I didn't like Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. The look on all of them dirty bird Falcons fans said enough. That's why I told somebody, if you ever want to date somebody and don't want to get married, always marry a Falcons fan because they don't know nothing about a ring.
Who was the last person to score a touchdown for the Falcons in that game? Anybody know?
At that point, shoot, it had been so long.
I would have said Matt Ryan.
Well, Matt Ryan. You
it
know,
was like Roddy White or something like that.
No,
White was the running back who scored the game-winning touchdown for the Patriots. Y'all had the wrong White.
James White.
Yeah, y'all had the wrong White, not the Ryan Clark RG3 White, but
it was Tevin. It was Tevin.
Tevin Campbell.
The running back, the backup running back.
Tevin
Coleman. That's it.
Oh, I just played Tevin Campbell. I'm about to say, yeah, we can talk.
I mean, but it's only right to cause that the biggest letdown because I was ready to load up to go to Atlanta that night.
You already ready.
Do you not know that the city would have probably had to redo the whole city? The city would have burnt to ashes after that night.
Like we have to worry about that. It ain't happening no time soon.
It really,
I can't believe y'all double up on Keepovich like that. I'm sad for him. I ain't never.
No, but look, it's one person.
In my life.
It's one person. Because I mean, 2020, the 49ers versus the Chiefs. It was a lead almost to the nature of that. Them boy came and scored. That's what the Chiefs thought they could do it this year against the Eagles. So what they did to the 49ers the previous two Super Bowls that they played the 49ers in 24 and 2020. That's why they was on the sideline.
It just felt like we went back into slavery when Atlanta Falcons then win. It feels like Tom Brady just became a slave master and whipped everybody back into shape. Like,
I'm just happy Kendrick Lamar didn't put it when he gave us the history about black folks and start talking about Atlanta. He didn't sneak that in there about the Falcons.
Yeah, but it was really I really had two choke jobs. It was that one and the Miami Heat. Yeah, Miami Heat versus Dallas. Because what I saw with LeBron James and JJ Barrera, even Wayne Wade went on I think Carmelo's show and said, we didn't have an answer for JJ Barrera. We didn't say Allen Iverson. We didn't say Isaiah Thomas. We didn't say Kevin Johnson. They said JJ Barrera. And JJ Barrera put LeBron in foul trouble out of all people. Now, I know y'all got this little meme when they say Jordan played against milkmen and you see Lil Spud Webb on Jordan. The difference was when Jordan had JJ Barrera, Jordan scored 45. LeBron got 4-5 fouls. That's all. That was a choke job. Come on. Oh,
we don't bring up the when I did mine, my biggest it was a series. We ain't talking about no off night.
Oh, that was a series, man. You didn't see the whole
game. The lights going out at the Super Bowl after Beyonce performed. We ain't talking about
where get the Falcons at the time Brady threw that last touchdown.
Then they changed the overtime rule after that.
Yeah, they wanted to give y'all some hope.
All I know is the Falcons.
I know the Saints. All I know is the Saints can't do a fluke onside kick no more. To win a Super Bowl.
Oh, wait. They are voting on that rule. We will get a ruling that the onside kick will be changed at some point, that they can kick it at any time as long as they're trailing. So that will be probably coming back.
But do you still got to alert the other team that you're doing the onside kick?
You know what? That's what's wrong with sports now. While we talking about Americans assault. You know what? I can understand. You know what? I'm not all for it, but I can understand where you don't want to hit a defenseless player across the middle. Okay, I get it. Concussion. We didn't see some things happen, right? We don't. We don't want nobody to get hit purposely below the knee, taking their career. I get it. But the competition committee are voting on, should they do an onside kick and a tush push or whatever it's called. That had to be the most ridiculous vote. They voting on the quarterback's knee. That goes to show you how soft Americans were.
Hey, well, shout out to
Philadelphia.
I want to see some of your film because if we see some of them hits, we might understand what we.
Oh, I took them all
for dropping a 30-minute video on YouTube of all tush pushes.
Hey Joe, you can see mine on YouTube. And when I took them hits, you know what I did? I got right back up. I didn't say, "Hey, ref, we should go next year and vote. We should go back and vote on this one and say, don't hit the quarterback like this." That's what's wrong. That's why American sports is soft. You touch the quarterback, you got to hit him right on his navel or something. If you hit him on his left ass cheek, it's a penalty. You get kicked out the game. You hit him in his head. I said it. You can't even touch the quarterback. And here's the thing I tell people about these quarterbacks. Let's just put this in perspective. We think the quarterback is the little puny little man on the field who's just so helpless, the little skinny looking white boy. Them quarterbacks be 6'4", 250. Cam Newton was 6. I saw Cam Newton next to the old DB from LSU, and he was twice as big as him. No diddy. So just like when we talk about that fight a couple of years ago with Cleveland,
that's crazy.
When we talk about the fight with Cleveland and Pittsburgh with the quarterback, talking about the defenseless quarterback. Do you know that Myles Garrett is 6'7", 280, but that quarterback was 6'4", 250? He don't sound helpless to me. Now, if he was the size of the Carolina quarterback, maybe we having a conversation. But we got to hit these guys, and they 6'4", 260, talking about don't touch them. If I was them, I would hit them, and I'll make sure I get my fine, make sure I get put out, but they wouldn't play no more that year. We
since we are talking about choking,
push.
Since we are talking about choking, and we were talking about how the Knicks choked it away, who's the most to blame for the Knicks crumbling at almost the finish line? Unpredictable.
Man, you know who I'm going to blame is. See, I forgot his name, but I'm gonna tell you who he was. He played for Phoenix and New Jersey. That's who I blame. The small forward they got that's really not doing much this year.
Josh Hart?
Who? No, not him.
No, he with the Lakers.
Mikal Bridges.
And here's why.
Lord.
He was the one say, "Hey, coach, you're playing me too hard. You're playing me too hard." I have never seen a bunch of athletes say they playing in a game too hard. Not practice, not practice, but the game. I can understand maybe you don't want to push too hard in practice to save your energy, but this man has said you playing me too much in the game. That go to show me right now you were soft as marshmallows. Somebody you playing me. Ain't no way I could have played. I couldn't play double Dutch hopscotch and told my coach you playing me too much. First of all,
I will. And he got a healthy contract pending too.
To his defense, he has played 4 straight seasons without missing a game.
He has.
He's played 4 straight
seasons. It's a contract year, baby. It's a contract. You better suck it up.
Guess what? That's what he paid to do. Play 82 games. That's what I'm trying to figure out. They play 82 games, and even when I heard the man for Denver, the one LeBron choked, I know he's soft, and Russell looked like Westbrook sucker punched him. You letting a point guard sucker punch you, and you the power forward. I knew something was wrong with you. But he talking about, I wish the NBA wouldn't have us back-to-back games. We only got one day off. I know trash men at work every day with no day off, and they got to work on Memorial Day. Talking about, he playing me too much. Man, these are the softest characters I ever seen in my life. Jordan had a half a day off, and they still want to perform. And these people are doing load management, lead management, trash management, mode management, big perm, they soft. I said it. Because let me tell you, now the one person I respect is Halliburton. And let me tell you why. Because I remember when Stephen A. Smith said something about LeBron, son, he gonna roll up on LeBron. Stephen A. Smith said something about Halliburton's dad. Only thing he did was put a triple-double and tell everybody they choked. And he beating Stephen A. Smith's team. That's how you handle business. Because I don't see Halliburton say, hey, my daddy can't come to the game no more. Soft ass. I said it.
I'm a business.
That's why I watch ass now.
Trigger man, who do you think is to blame for the Knicks debacle?
Well, at first glance, I was furious with Coach Tom Thibodeau while having a double-digit lead with like 2 minutes and some change left, while you let your team still shoot threes. But when I sat down and thought about it, I blame Jalen Brunson. You've been the most clutch guy in the NBA this year, the high scoring guy in the fourth quarter.
Get out and sit
You
on
are the
your
star of
side.
the team. You should have took
Because
matters
you're
into
getting a
your own
whooping as soon as I
hand
get off of this
and put the onus
podcast.
on the coach.
Joe, you getting a whooping after this
on the
podcast?
refs to make the foul calls. Huh?
You getting a whooping?
Oh,
Man, y'all caught that?
No,
Yeah.
we heard everything, but we didn't catch it.
So, I put it on Jalen Brunson. You the star of the team. You the big enchilada. You the king of New York right now.
They got me saying it short.
You got to close it out. You got to drive to the free throw line. I mean, to the cup, and put the onus on the referees to call the fouls.
Gino, who's the most to blame for the Knicks debacle?
The Atlanta Falcons.
The Lakers?
Nah, these are the Lakers. The one and only, the best player on the Pacers team right now. No. Who is that?
Siakam?
Yeah, Siakam.
No.
Nembhard?
No.
The overrated guy?
Tyrese Halliburton?
Nope.
Overrated guy?
Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller is the reason that New York is choking. And he's done it before. He's been there before. And it's not fair that he's calling the games. It's not fair. That's like if Bama played LSU and Kurt Hurstreet had a cold and they said, "Come on, unpredictable. You get up here with Chris Fowler and look, he ready."
The ratings go up. Everybody win.
Look,
They don't determine the one on the court or on the football field.
It affects something. It affects it. The man sitting right there courtside.
Well, they weak mentally. He already did it. And then you're going up against the team. He hit 3 3-pointers in less than 9 seconds.
Right.
To beat the same team.
Yeah.
What's the odds of that in Madison Square Garden?
But you know what, Joe and ESPN and Trigger Man, I'm gonna say this. You know who really the blame is?
Who?
The parents, because they gave them no IQ. What the hell are you shooting the longest shot on the damn court for when you were about 9 points?
That's what
you could have dribbled the ball out and let the time. I would have had more respect if they'd have let the shot clock expire.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, that's how you lose, because you live by the 3 and you die by the 3. And if anybody should have known that, that's the New York Knicks, because they just seen the Boston Celtics get shot down by the 3 and they come right back. My thing is, you're so busy trying to ice the game, just finish the game. That's why I told my son
you got a pound. Who really messed this game up? Steph Curry. He has destroyed this league. It's 3-point. Everybody just want to shoot the 3. Shoot, even though that Naismith looked like he was better than Curry, about 7 straight. But you could be on the 3-1 break. People running to the 3-point line, shoot the 3. So Steph Curry has messed the league up.
You know what, Joe? I'm gonna refute that.
You got a guy like Halliburton that really ain't no basketball player. Like he couldn't have been a basketball player in the 90s, but now they showed a video of Halliburton and Steve Urkel. When Steve Urkel was playing and went off that game, they were doing the same things, man. Come on, man.
But Joe, you know who I fault?
Who you fault?
I don't fault Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
I don't fault Steph Curry. I fault everybody thinking they can play like Steph Curry.
But you got people shooting threes now in the league that shouldn't be shooting threes.
Guess what? Everybody wanted to be like Mike till they realized their ass couldn't jump.
Right. But
so at some point, you got guess what? There's some people still can't do the Mike move when he did against the Lakers, the reverse hand. They still trying it, but they didn't do it to shoot the game. So
they have a center. They have a center position, but there are no centers in the league.
But the way the game changed, you don't think that has gotten people in the NBA? That wouldn't have made the NBA in the early.
Joe, you cannot.
I'm saying, do you think the way Steph Curry changed the game, it opened slots for people that shouldn't be in the NBA?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
Do you think the NFL, the way the NFL's changed, and the quarterback is
name one player you think benefited like what you're saying that made into the league because of Steph Curry? What player would that be?
Every European white boy, not named Luka and
Kukoc had already came in the league.
My son gonna step
Draven
up.
Petrovic before and they had players like that back in the day.
Here's the thing about Steph Curry.
Deadly Shrimp.
If we go back to the
hold
history
on,
of
son, I'm gonna let you finish because the NFL, and it being a quarterback league, got some quarterbacks that getting paid in the NFL that don't deserve that money. They got players that
I agree with that, but we saying Steph Curry. I agree with that.
It's like the same thing.
No,
it's some boys that don't probably be making money that they're making in the NFL because the quarterback is a quarterback driven league.
I agree with that.
You change the NBA and it's all this lollygagging shooting from the half court.
Shoot, when you think about something like that, it's 20 quarterbacks that shouldn't be getting paid at all.
Right.
But see, Joe, I'm gonna go back to this. I don't fault Steph Curry because back in the days, there were plenty of Steph Currys, but they were called bench and role players. So to me, let's just say Steph Curry shooting a three is special. I'm gonna give him that. Let's fall back. Everybody else ain't, because I know this guy. He played for the Denver Nuggets. He's about 6'10", about 230, who averaged 3 rebounds. So that's an asterisk right there with 3 rebounds at 6'10", who during the Minnesota playoff series shot 25% from 3. Now, Steph Curry had nothing to do with that young man. Not Minnesota, but OKC. Steph Curry had nothing to do with that 6'10" so-called athlete shooting 25% from 3 at 6'10". At some point, instead of trying to be Steph Curry, he should have been Charles Oakley going to the hole and getting some rebounds and playing defense. Mm-hmm. So that's what the problem is. To me, everybody can't be Mike. Everybody
and it's not. It's 90% Steph Curry, and the other 10% is analytics. Analytics had came into the game and destroyed the game as well.
They like nerves.
The Boston Celtics was up 20 points.
Before you finish, so I just want to ask this question: is Steph Curry the reason that Joel Embiid, Miles Turner, Sabonis, Porzingis, all these big shooting threes? Is he the reason for that?
The coaches have analytics. They don't want the big man in the paint. Go out, spread the floor, more spacing.
So it sounds like it's the coach's fault.
The coach got a lot to do with it. Yes, absolutely. But it never would have came to the coach's attention unless Steph Curry came in the league and did what he did. Thanks, Steph.
Thanks, everybody trying to imitate him.
Boston shoot like 73s a game.
I'm like,
Unpredictable said, live by the 3, die by the 3. They was up 20 points. Game 1 and game 2 against New York, and they lost both of those games. And they're the defending champs. And the reason they shot like 20% from the 3-point. Let's go drive to the hoop. No, let's shoot the 3.
Well, Joe, can I say this? This is what I told my sons, both of them, because they say Jordan couldn't shoot the 3. I said if Jordan couldn't shoot the 3, and that's all he did was one of the all-time leading scorers, led the regular season and the postseason in points per game, won 6 MVPs in the finals, 5 in the regular season, and 6 NBA rings, and was considered the GOAT. Well, sign me for that every single day, because 2 of the 3 GOATs on Mount Rushmore couldn't shoot 3s. The other ones learned how to shoot 3 eventually. And so to me,
hit, in the Portland series,
I know he did hit 6 in a row.
Shot 53% from the 3-point line.
Well, and actually, Joe, what they don't realize when they talk about the almighty 3-point shooter, Jordan got a better shooting percentage from the 3 than LeBron. But I diverse from that. But this is what I told my sons. I remember back in junior high, I shot a 3 and I missed it. My coach said, "Hey, you had a layup. You should have went to the hole. Don't shoot the." He said, "If you shoot that 3, you better make it." And guess what happened as the starter? I shot a 3 and missed it. He told somebody foul on purpose. They fouled. And sub. I ain't played no more of that game. So they go to show you the type of game that we have. Now, this is the difference. Let's fast forward because they said that was old-fashioned. Today, if you don't shoot the open 3, you take a step in and shoot a 2 and make it, and they come in to get you. So to me, the whole game has changed. And here's the thing. sports, football, basketball, hockey, boxing, tennis. It's supposed to be athletic people. We're letting nerds who never played the game dictate how we play today. And that's why the NBA is soft. I said it.
I would definitely agree with that. I would definitely agree. I mean, we did ride the Falcons pretty hard. We will at least shed some light on the Falcons deciding to retire Matt Ryan's number. I think it was a well-deserved retirement because he did have a great career with the Falcons. It didn't amount to too much, but he did do. He was a great role player for all the years.
Role player, man. Don't do Matty Ice like that, man.
He didn't win a ring. He didn't win a ring, cuz.
A lot of them ain't win the ring now.
They great role players.
He was very successful his rookie year. I want to say they was like 11-5 or something like that, or 10-6.
Yeah. I thought you was gonna say the New England Patriots retired his jersey for the extra ring.
Role player. That man won MVP of the league as a role player.
Great role player, cuz. Great role player.
Disrespectful.
Well, Triggerman Joe, would you rather have Matt Ryan or Michael Vick career?
Both were great at their respective positions, but before Vick came to Atlanta, Atlanta was a poor sports town. And what I mean by that, prime time and Showtime. And Showtime, that's Andre Rison. They couldn't even put him on the map. Then you had the Dirty Bird sensation, the Dirty Bird crew, with Anderson as the running back, Chandler as the quarterback, and some other cats.
Eugene is a safety with the
The Braves won like 17 straight division titles. They still never really came out until number 7 showed up in the stadium and put them on the map. Had the stadium rocking, and the tickets were so hard to get when Vick was playing. And also he gave birth to what you see today with all these running and scrambling quarterbacks. So he was, they had commercials. They had this thing up in Atlanta where you get to entertain the Vick experience. So, and also in the playoffs, he went up against Brett Favre at Lambeau Field, and they had never lost at home in the playoffs until number 7 came up in the stadium and did that. So, if I had to pick someone, I choose 7.
Gino, who you choosing? Matter of fact, I'm gonna leave the Falcons fan for the end. Me, myself, I am going to choose Michael Vick myself. I think it's really just self-explanatory. Like, the guy really was all entertaining, and he wanted to win. He wanted to go out there and leave everything on the field. Unpredictable. You taking Vick or you taking Ryan?
I'm gonna go ahead and take Michael Vick because literally he had that dog in him, literally and figuratively. He fought to the very end, like the dogs. And so he just bought. Yeah.
My bad, Vic.
But no, I don't know. I usually we get caught up with the excitement of the individual, but I would have to say for what they did for their careers, I would have to just lean to Matty Ice because he was there a little bit longer, where they was able to depend on him and not have to rebuild. He was consistent. Like I said, I never thought he was one of the top 5 or 6 quarterbacks, but he was somewhere in there. He reminded me of more of a, honestly, except for that one year, it reminded me of Dak Prescott. He did just enough to help them, get to a certain point.
He had tough shoes to fill too, so he did an adequate job by stabilizing the franchise with the transition that they had going on. You know what I'm saying? With Michael Vick and everything.
Now, if you'd asked me what quarterback I wanted, I would have took Vick. But I think Vick, if I'm not mistaken, he didn't play his first year. But I think he only had 4 years there, and so since it was abbreviated like that,
you were hurt 1 year.
Yeah. So since it was abbreviated, it was abbreviated. But I think that if they had to start their career from the beginning and knowing what we know, and me being a personal bugging Vic's ear to say, whatever you do with a dog, you leave them right there. I think Vic would have been better. But for the career for the Falcons, it was Matty Ice.
All right, Gino, I'm gonna give you the last 20 seconds.
The white suit Prescott.
Are you taking Vic or are you taking Matt Ryan?
For career wise, I'm gonna take Matt Ryan. Out of the 14 seasons he played, I think 13 was with Atlanta, 124 and 102. Mike Vick has 13 seasons at 84 and 86. So the winning, the MVP, the blown Super Bowl, if that first down or whatever, or the coaching situation go any other way, Matt Ryan has the only Super Bowl.
It's runaway then. It's runaway.
Right.
Runaway. Right.
But
it has been a great show. Remember, continue to check us out on Spotify. Check us out on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. We enjoy the feedback. We enjoy y'all in the Facebook group. We enjoy y'all saying who you agree with and who you don't. I got a little word to take you out with. Be careful what you hear about somebody. You might be hearing it from the problem.
True. And I got I had a clutch quote from another great person named C. Pimp C. Be yourself because everybody else is already taken. Already, man.